So let's talk about internet connectivity issues and the ability to pay. For some people, they don't have internet, and so I know this is a community problem. I feel like internet should be free. That's just me because you almost can't live without it nowadays.
Right.
Even if you're applying for jobs, you have to go on the internet.
Right.
So what tips do you have for parents who need internet?
Well, I can say that's a tough one, and I mean anybody that needs internet knows that there's only there's a lot of providers, but depending on where you live at, it can cut down to 2 providers. So dealing with that is, you can call Comcast, you can call your provider and see what programs they have. And I say see because don't be scared to ask, like, do you have a program strictly for my kids? Not us, just for the kids, and see if there's a discount. Because those is kind of some of the routes you're going to have to take. Some people I know, the dollar don't stretch that far. But your kids at this point is going to need the internet. So that's some of the things you can look at, as far as hotspots and areas like that, things you might have to take care of and work with.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Just not being afraid to ask to see what resources are available. And like you said, I know they have certain, depending on who your provider is, they have packages specifically just for internet. I mean, you'll be limited with your cable channels, but you'll have that internet that you'll need in the home.
Absolutely. And also on this below the video, in this article, there's going to be a couple of links. One to WDL, they talk about the free hotspots in Wilmington. There'll be another link with just other free hotspots. Keep in mind places like McDonald's, Starbucks, they all have free internet in your local libraries. So why is it important for parents to keep a positive attitude? I know, funny question, right?
Yeah, I think just in general, parents just need to keep that positive attitude because your children go as far as your positive attitude to go, you know what I mean? And children can pick up on that thing. If I'm having a bad day or I'm not, being successful at something, like, my child can pick up on that, and then her attitude might reflect my attitude. So, just keeping a positive attitude and like we keep saying, just don't be afraid to ask for help. I know I'm thanking, God that I have the wife that I have, that where some areas that I'm weak in, she's strong in.
Mm-hmm.
So like when it comes to an arts and crafts project, like I suck at arts and crafts, but she's awesome at arts and crafts. So
Absolutely.
she's able to help me out in that kind of way. I'm pretty good in math, and then she's good at vowel sounds and consonant sounds. Like I don't remember none of that, like short E and sounds and long E sounds. I was struggling. But I say, hey, babe, you gotta do this for me, or you gotta do this to help Scott. So
Okay, you work as a team.
Yeah, working as a team, and just like I said, not being afraid to ask for that help.
Right.
I mean, I think so often people don't want to ask for help because they don't want to show like that's an area of weakness.
Right.
We're so afraid to show weakness, but we can't be afraid to show weakness, and we got to get over that. We got to be able to swallow our pride and just humble ourselves and say, hey, I need assistance in this area, and it's okay. And
Absolutely.
people will be more supportive for you once you ask for the help.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I mean, Mr. Kenyatta and Ms. Moore, they kind of sort of hit everything. The one thing I will say is, you can always remember that it takes a village to raise a kid. So sometimes your neighbor is the person you might need to talk to, because just like he said, for single parents, you may need to knock on the door and be like, hey, I know you was good at math back when you was in school. I need you to come help me over here, and they might need you to help you with the English. So, if you are connected with your neighbors, or your kid has that one friend that they can't live without, I know you and that parent are connected. Sometimes feel free and speak to them. Like we said, you're going to need a team to get through this. When you think of your kid in school has a full team. It's not just one person that does it in school, it's a team. So outside in the community, you're going to have to build a team, and that's how you get through.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that you said that was interesting, you guys said that was interesting, is about your kid kind of following your attitude. If you become discouraged, then they also can easily become discouraged.
Yes.
So you have to kind of like keep that positive attitude in front of them while you're figuring things out, right?
Yes.
Right.
Interesting.
You know the term. Never let them see you sweat.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And also just making the time to at home as well, just celebrate their accomplishments. If they get, some workbook pages done, or they get done reading a book, or whatever task it is, even if they have to do the chores, celebrate that, make them feel good about it. Right. And then once we continue to encourage them, they'll feel better about doing things and trying new things. And once they see themselves becoming successful, sky's the limit. they can go from small tasks to large tasks.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So how can parents remain connected to the school even though they're at a distance? So I know some people are doing hybrid, some people will be online, they'll be home. And one of the issues even with working from home has been like connecting to people, right? We're so used to being social and being close. And now you're so far, it feels far apart. You have technology, but technology is not exactly the same. So how can parents remain connected?
I would say just starting from like, the schools. I know certain teachers allow a little section for the kids to actually talk to each other on, they're doing Zoom. So they allow the kids to actually have a 5 or 10 minute period where they can sit down and just talk to each other like, hey, how you been or what's been going on? And you sort of get like a little, like a circle meeting you would have in school, you get to have that circle meeting on Zoom. So you get to talk, you get to see each other, which does it. And also as far as the parent, the parent can also step in and speak to the teacher like, excuse me, if I could get a couple minutes. And they some teachers allow you to speak to them. So as far as you not being there, you're still connected through the Zoom. If you're handling Zoom, I hate to say the telephone still works the same. You still contact them through the telephone. You got internet. So a lot of things still remain the same, even though you're far away from each other.
Yeah, I think that's so important to just continue to build that relationship and those partnerships within the schools. So that students to see that parents and teachers are on the same page when it comes to their education and their success, but also teachers are interested in their students' lives and what's going on at home.
Yes.
So, just making sure that parents continue to build those relationships and foster those partnerships so that they have a go-to person at the school. I think that's so important as well. Just having that one go-to person at school, whether it's the principal, the assistant principal, the guidance counselor, the family crisis therapist, the
Absolutely.
community school person, just making sure you're connected to that one person in the school that if I talk to this person, if they don't have the answer, they're going to get the answer. If they say they're going to do something, they're going to get it done. So making sure they just have that one special person at the school that they feel connected to and that they can trust.
Okay.
Right.